Okay, today I'm going to talk about some analogies to help us understand the stages of grief. And in psychology, we say acknowledging our feelings and what's going on is part of what helps us to go through it and to acknowledge it and honor it. So with grief, we're going to start with loss. So we have loss and hurt. And who's going to represent that is this catcher. His name is Will Smith, and he plays for the Dodgers. I don't know if he still does because they change all the time, but let's just say that he's been hit over and over, and now he is hurt, and he is unable to play. So the loss is big and painful. Then we have denial and shock, and we're going to use this guy that's in the caboose, or he's in the train, and he's just not able to play because he is in shock and denial about any injury he might have. And then we've got this guy right here that isn't even allowed to play because he has got so much anger, and he speaks out a lot about his anger, and so the team doesn't even want him to play. So he just voices very loudly to the media and to other people how angry he is about his loss. And then we've got this guy right here who is not playing well but playing, and he's having a really big struggle with hitting. And so this guy right here is afraid, and he has guilt because he isn't playing well. And so his issue of grief and loss is related to his ability going down. And then the next guy we've got, we're going to call him loneliness and isolation. And he often will slide into first and second and just not get there fast enough. And he ends up feeling really depressed because that's what he used to be good at, and now he's not good at it anymore. Never really felt depressed over playing baseball, but now he's having a hard time sliding into the second or third plate and is feeling isolated and lonely. Then we've got this guy back here in outfield, and he struggles with depression because he's all by himself, and oftentimes he might catch the ball and feel included, but oftentimes he's just so sad because he doesn't think anybody understands how things work out in outfield. Then the next guy is the guy that is trying to reacclimate and come back from the depression and the loss. And so he's using a lot of different bats to try some new things. So he's got some new equipment that he's trying to help himself. He's trying some new patterns. And then we've got this guy right here who is a really good pitcher, and he oftentimes will really do well and hit the strike. And so he's starting to feel some affirmation. And then Juan Soto, well, I don't know if you know baseball, but if you know Juan Soto, he is one of the big time hitters. He does a lot of home runs, and he's just a really good player, and now he's playing for the Mets. So when it comes to grief and loss, it's a long process to get back on your feet and doing things that you once used to be able to do and enjoy. But when you've really adjusted to a loss that is big, oftentimes you will play a different game. You will look totally different, and you will try different things to help yourself grow and be okay. And so once you start adjusting to the loss, oftentimes you might try new things, new relationships, new spirituality, just a different adjustment than what you had before the loss. This last guy right here is Rumble, and he is from the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he wants to just support everybody here in their grief and loss. And that's much like a counselor or a coach or a good friend. You need to have a cheerleader on your side. You need to have support. And that's the stages of grief. There's a lot more stages that you can kind of vacillate around in, but those are the main ones that I want to share with you today. Hope you found this video helpful.